Hello, Walsh Wildcats. Before we get started, please get out a piece of paper and something to write with. Usually during my lessons, I like to be very interactive and ask questions. So for now, I would just like you to write down maybe answers to questions and some of your thoughts as we go along, okay? So my name is Mrs. Travis, and I am your 7th grade Walsh counselor. I was also your counselor last year in 6th grade, and I will be your counselor again in 8th grade. Miss Moulton is your assistant principal, and she was also your assistant principal last year, and she'll be your assistant principal again this year. We stay together with you so that we can get to know you and you can get to know us. So normally when we're in school, you would fill out a request form to come speak to me. So right now, while we're doing distance learning, I'm going to tell you how you can get a hold of me. So you can, of course, email me, and I will respond back through email. And then I'm also going to give you a link to a Google form request. So if you would like to speak with me through a Google Meet, you can fill out one of those and we'll arrange a time to talk. All right, so something important to remember is that there's a difference between having a problem and an emergency, okay? So let's think about what an emergency might be. It's something that we need immediate attention for, right? So I'm going to tell you something that I would consider an emergency, and that would be one of the following hurt situations, okay? So the first one is someone is physically hurting you, either now or they have hurt you in the past, okay? The second one would be that you are hurting someone or you plan on hurting someone. And then the third reason would be that you are hurting yourself or you are planning on hurting yourself, okay? All of these situations are considered emergency situations, and we would love for you to let us know in that moment, any adult that you trust, so that we can help you, okay? So emailing me or filling out the Google form to speak with me is not for an emergency, okay? An emergency would be an immediate need, and you would need to tell an adult you trust right away so that we can help you. All right? So now we're going to talk about what is my role as your counselor? What kinds of things may you want to talk to me about? So I want you to take a minute here, and you can pause the video right now, and I want you to write down 1 to 3 reasons that you may or a student may visit the counselor. So pause right here and write down 1 to 3 things you might want to talk to your counselor about. Okay, so right now, the first thing that may come to a lot of your minds is scheduling, right? So scheduling is something that I can help you with, yes. Scheduling reasons to contact me usually happens at the beginning of the year and towards the end of the year, because we are wanting to make sure that we have you in the correct placement for your classes now and moving forward. However, there are many other reasons that you might want to talk to me throughout the year, even at the beginning or the end of the year. Some of these issues are friend issues. So maybe you're not getting along with a friend, or maybe there are some changes with friends, or maybe even one of your friends is changing friends and you're struggling with that. So anytime you're having any kind of issue with a friend and you don't know how to handle it, you can come talk to me and we will kind of help you figure out how you can handle it. Another issue is family or home issues. So there might be a problem at home. You might need help talking to a parent Maybe you're having an issue with a sibling, and it could be that your family is experiencing a divorce. It could also be something like a death or an illness of a family member or even a pet. And there's many other issues that could come around here. Another reason that you might want to talk to me could be a school or academic issue. So maybe you're struggling with keeping your grades up. Maybe you're struggling with organization or communicating with teachers. Maybe you'd like to talk about an academic plan. So those are some reasons that you might talk. Another big topic is just experiencing difficulty with your emotions or feelings. You might be feeling very sad, very angry, frustrated. You might feel some stress or anxiety around a certain topic or in general. These are reasons that you could talk to me, your counselor. Really anything that you need help with. I am a helping person, so that is my job, is to help you. I'm here for you, okay? So please don't forget that. Don't be afraid to ask for help with anything. Another thing is that you can just stop by and say hi. I love to see your smiling faces, and even just dropping a message, okay? So all of these are reasons, and there are many more reasons. Those are just some. So as far as this year, returning to school is a very different experience than we have experienced in the past, right? Very different. In this time, things can be difficult, but they can also be exciting. So I would like you to take a minute here, get out your piece of paper again, and write down 1 to 3 positives that you see about returning to school. And then I want you to write down 1 to 3 negatives about returning to school. So things that you don't see as so great. Okay? So you can pause the video here. Again, 1 to 3 positives about coming back to school and 1 to 3 negatives about coming back to school in this time. Okay, so take a look at your list of positives, okay? And as you're looking at your list of positives, I want you to think about what hope means and why it's important, okay? So after your list that you just made, write down what you believe that hope means and why it's important, okay? You can pause the video here again. All right, so hope is to desire or feel optimistic about something that you want to happen. The power of hope is that we believe that something will get better or be a certain way. Hope can help us to manage stress, anxiety, and cope or deal with to improve our mental health or how we are feeling inside. Okay, so hope can be a very, very important thing, especially when things feel hard. All right, so next we're gonna watch a video on hope. Okay, so now that we've watched the video, I want you to write down what your hope is for the year. It could be one word or a few words, but write down on the sheet of paper that you've been writing on what your hope is for the year. You can take a minute to do this. Okay, now that you have your hope written down, I would like for you to share this hope with one person today, okay? Could be somebody at your house. You could message somebody, a friend, another family member, email your teacher, anything, even whisper it to your pet, okay? All right, so as we're ending, I would like you to write down the most important thing that you learned today. We went over several things: how to contact the counselor, the role of the counselor, We talked about that this time can be difficult, but we can also find some good and some hope in our current situation. Go ahead and write down one thing that you learned today. Also, I would like to let you know that if you have any questions, you'll be receiving an email that has a form in it that you can write down a question and it will go straight to me. I would love to hear any questions that you have about this lesson or other questions in general. And next week, I will be back to answer your questions and more. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of the week, and I hope you have an amazing weekend. Thank you, Wildcats.